Hello Algebra 2 students, this is Mr. Kashi speaking. In this video, as you can see, I'm going to be showing you how to create a histogram out of the data that we have for our stats project. So just like we did, the first thing that you should have done is doing the central tendency and dispersion sheet. Then we did the box and whisker plot. Those first two things should be done. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing starting out. So we're going to duplicate that sheet down at the bottom, and then you want to rename it, and this would be our histogram. And then once we have this histogram, it's no longer a box and whisker plot. We can delete that graph. We can take out the maxes and mins. And I want to clean this up a little bit. This is starting to bug me. I'm going to bring that down, maybe make this a little wider. And I'm going to bring my sorted data over, so I'm going to move that over a little bit. Okay, so I want you to keep all this original data over here. Anybody else find that? That's supposed to be the 100th, but that's okay. Sorted data. And the histogram goes actually pretty quickly in Google Sheets because the histogram is probably the most common graph. So you just need to take your data. It doesn't really matter if it's the sorted data or the unsorted data. The Google Sheets knows how to sort it all itself. So you just want to highlight all of your data there, and you want to insert. You want to insert chart. And for the majority of you, I'm guessing the histogram would come up as one of kind of the teasers up here. So if you want to click histogram, that's what it's basically going to look like. And then you can just hit insert and we can modify it once it's in our sheet. Okay, so if you want to click on it, you slide it over to where we can see it, see the data and the histogram. Okay, wherever you want to slide it, it's fine. Okay, then there's a couple of things I want you to make sure that you have. So first of all, this legend over here, we don't really need it, okay, because we know that it's counting. Histogram is just fine with the title. What you want to do is you want to right click and let's label the axes. So the horizontal axis title. Horizontal axis title, and this would be basically the same as your title of the stats that you've been doing. So this for me would be price of electricity, and my 500 kilowatt hours is how it's being. And you hit enter, and then if you just click out here, if you wanted to, if these data ranges weren't what you wanted, you could right click and go to the axes and then vertical axes labels. Title is what it's called. Label is basically the ranges. If you wanted to edit those ranges to make the graph a little bit bigger, you could. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to vertical axis title. Okay, and vertical axis title for everybody. This is a histogram. We are counting up how many are in each of those ranges. Everybody should have a title of frequency as the vertical axis title for their histogram. Okay, and so as long as this is filling the frame and making sure that your ranges are there, if you wanted to go to the axis horizontal axis labels, you can go in and retype which what you want your ranges to be. But Google Sheets usually picks probably the best one to make it the biggest chart and the most relevant to your data. So really that's all that we have for the histogram. That's pretty quick. It sets it up a lot for you, just making sure that your titles are where they need to be and that your chart isn't covering up your data. So that is how you should have your histogram looking for your specific data for the stats project in our Algebra 2 class.